When the firstborn son of an Italian baking dynasty in Nebraska was born with Down syndrome, 4 generations rallied to ensure his future as an essential member of the family and role model for others.
We went in for an ultrasound, and they had noticed that Louie's heart was stressed, and so they wanted to do an emergency C-section. My first thought was, this beautiful baby boy, he was so tiny, and his black hair and how gorgeous he was. But my second thought was, he has Down syndrome.
I remember also my grandfather, Louis Rotella Sr., coming into the room, and that was hard because I didn't know how he would react. I remember him coming up to me and tapping me on the cheek like this and saying everything's going to be just fine.
I was in the room with Louie, Jill, and the doctors, nurse, and they said, in all likelihood, the baby has all the symptoms of having Down syndrome. When that first happened, we were shocked.
I still remember the nurse coming in, and she had a smile on her face, and she just brought this wrapped little bundle, and he had his little eyes open, and she was showing us Louie for the very first time, and to me it was just love at first sight. And I know Jill's parents felt the same way.
And as Louie grew up, embraced by his amazing extended family and new additions, little sister Mia and little brother Nico, he blossomed and found great friends and accomplishment through school, sports, and church. But then there was a twist that no one saw coming.
So at age 8, Louie was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. And I have to be honest that I took that diagnosis a little bit harder than I took the Down syndrome diagnosis.
Type 1 diabetes is probably perhaps a more challenging diagnosis than Down syndrome, but it's not one that is not doable. You just take it in stride and you say, hey, this is who he is and this is what he has. My heart goes out to my daughter and my son-in-law because I know it's a tough road. A road that I see them walking so bravely. It just fills my heart with love.
And for Louie, that love, that amore, has helped produce a mischief-making, music-loving, taco-eating teenager who charms and captivates everyone he meets.
When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's amore.
I swear that there is a secret camera crew following me around, and there is a sitcom, and it is a comedy, and it's called Life with Louie. And the jokes are always on me.
When I was bringing the trash cans back into the garage, he shut the door on me. Jill, quick to his defense, said, well, maybe he didn't really realize that he shut the garage door on you. And I said, yes, he did, because as it was shutting, he was going like this, bye, Dad.
We love to tease each other, and we love to just have fun. And the other day, we locked my mom out of the house, and we were just cracking up about it, and we were just laughing.
He's wild, funny, and brave.
While waiting in line, Louie chose to tap the girl in front of us in line on the back and introduce me to her because he felt like I needed the help in that category. And while nothing came from that interaction, I did appreciate Louie's attempt to be my wingman.
He's funny, and a bit.
Louie can be a stinker.
And despite his Italian heritage, you might be surprised at what Louie's favorite food is.
Tacos.
And for dessert,
Marshmallows.
Crazy, Messy Life with Louie inspired Louie's father to write an award-winning book about their family with his son as the main protagonist in The Little King and His Marshmallow Kingdom.
What better way to really help the community, but then also to tell my son how much I love him, than to write a book.
Marshmallow King book, it inspires others to not look at kids like Louis differently, because he's not different. He's just a kid just like me.
Louis being a role model doesn't end with this touching and fun-loving book. This year, he is the Global Down Syndrome Foundation Ambassador.
For Louis to be the ambassador this year, it just really warms my heart, and to see him be the face of an organization that is providing so much support to families, I'm so proud.
I was shocked actually when I realized that Down syndrome was the most underfunded genetic condition. It's awesome that the Global Down Syndrome Foundation enlightened our family.
We have a unique organization and some of the best scientists working on Down syndrome research, the best medical care professionals seeing to the health of our patients, and the Global Down Syndrome Foundation ensuring we have the funds and government support to make this all happen.
From the support of Global Down Syndrome Foundation, it allows us at the C Center to engage in clinical research that can really benefit thousands of kids with Down syndrome in the United States and across the world.
I'm half Italian, but I grew up New Jersey 100% Italian, and when I met the Rotellas, I was like, oh my gosh, these are people that we can relate to, the Rotellas. And it's kind of been just a kind of love match. We love them, they love us. It's a lot of love, it's a lot of food.
The future certainly looks bright for Louis, and of course there's no pressure for him to go into the Rotella Bakery family business.
My father's family was from, Calabria, and then his mother's family was from Sicily. My great-grandfather, Alessandro Rotella, immigrated to the United States. Alessandro, him and his wife, Maria, then started Rotella's Italian Bakery in 1921. My grandfather, Louis Rotella Sr., he had worked in the family business since he was a kid. In 1945, he was drafted into the World War II. He took over the family business from Alessandro with one of his older brothers. My father also learned the art and science of baking from an early age. My father has 2 children in the business, myself and then my younger brother, John Rotella. His first cousin in the business on the sales side, who has 2 children, Rocky Rotella and Gina Rotella. And then my uncle, my dad's brother-in-law, also has two members of his family in the business as well. I really don't have any expectations as far as my kids taking over or serving in some type of a role here at the bakery.
I've never put any pressure even on my own kids. Now if you take, let's just say, the other kids that if they want to come in, you know, fine. If they don't want to come in, I don't want to force them to come in.
In the meantime, Louis is having a ball going to school, working, dancing, hanging out with his best friends and family, and showing those around him how to make the world a better place.
I like Maddie so much because she's my best friend.
Louis is one of my best friends. Usually during the school year, I see Louis at least once a week. We'll go for ice cream. Sometimes I'll come over and pick him up and we'll just go back to my house and he'll play with my dog and he'll sit on the couch and we'll listen to music and talk about his CDs or watch his favorite show.
My favorite teacher, Mr. M. Yeah, she's great. My favorite subject is math and reading.
The research shows, and we found here, that inclusion is incredibly important, not for just Louis, but also for the other students throughout the school. As sophomores, which Louis is now, he goes out to work in the community. Louis works at a restaurant called Chevy's.
My sister Mia, she's special.
Louis is a very fun and energetic person. He can always put a smile on your face.
He's cute like a baby.
Louie's a good dancer. He's really nice and always likes to play with me.
He's really a very loving boy. I mean, he's ornery at times. You can work with him, and he's really smart.
So when I think about Louie, my heart literally shines. Like I can feel my heart shining and singing out because he's my firstborn. He has taught me so much in life.
His enthusiasm and unabashed love of life is not to be equaled. I love Louie down to the bottom of my being.
Louie changed our lives in just such an amazing way. All of the love and the laughter and the joy that he's brought to our family is just amazing. Everyone gravitates to.
When Louie was born, I had to go to my friends and tell them that he had Down syndrome. And my friends told me that, Kathy, don't you know that people with Down syndrome make the world a better place? Well, they sure were right.